Hey everybody, I hope you are well and keeping cool today. It is hot. As usual, we go from breezy and cool to pretty hot pretty quickly here. So among other things, check in with a lot of towns are having organizing cooling events of some kind or locations to stay cool, and so check in with your town to see what resources are available. We are not in the center of that in the northwest corner or in some thunderstorm warnings, but they're around us, and it is definitely in the 90s today, so please take care of yourself. It is also, I am still catching up, and a couple of notes on that. If you sent me an email earlier in May or end of April or whatever in April and I haven't responded to it, please, if you don't mind, send it to me again. I am still trying to catch up from the period when it was very hard to keep up with all the emails coming in. And I'm sure that there are some that I haven't responded to. So I do read all of my email, and I try very hard to respond to individual emails where possible, but I know that some of it I may have missed. And if I missed you, please send it to me again. And of the things you send me, sometimes people send me information about events to include in my newsletter. And so I want to note, as I said, I think last week, I'm going to try to do these earlier in the week. It's Tuesday today, and I promised I'm going to start doing these on Tuesday. So if you are sending me information about an event in the district for the weekend, I'm going to start plugging to try to get those a little earlier in the week so that people have more notice. And also for another reason, that now that session is over, I sort of split into two different people. There's I am your state representative, and this is what I'm communicating to you about today. But now I'm also running for office, and those are separate things. Campaigning and governing are two separate things. And so I'm going to keep that on a different you'll see me communicating with you about campaign related things in a different guise, and I will continue coming to you about representative governance issues here and in the newsletter. So I'm trying to keep those separate in different parts of the week, so that people can keep those apart. It's also construction season. I know that at the end of session, many of us, when we were heading home quite late into the evening at midnight and thereafter sometimes, construction is happening, and it would delay us trying to get home. And of course that's happening all around, and I will include information about that just so that you can make sure that you're aware of what's happening in our district. But there are several projects that are happening in the district, road repair that needs to happen, but sometimes it will delay us in terms of traffic. And then I personally am catching up on a lot of health related things, which is reminding me that last year when session ended, I went for a run and fell and broke myself in a couple places. And so I'm very grateful that instead of that, I'm just, checking the box and getting vaccines updated and various screening things done, like a mammogram. So I just, as a little public health reminder that if you are overdue on some of those things, it's a good time to check in and take care of those things. And then, of course, it's Memorial Day weekend coming up, and every town, each one of the 9 towns in the district is having something for Memorial Day, and I will put full information about that. Most events are on Monday, Memorial Day itself, but Goshen at least usually has its event on Sunday, as it is this year, which is helpful to me because it means that I can at least attend. Because most of the other ones are at the same time. I'm going to try this year to see whether I can get to more than just my own hometown, Salisbury's Memorial Day parade, but we'll see how that goes because a lot of them do overlap with one another. So perhaps I will see you out there at those events. One other note on that is that the weather is a little tricky this weekend, although it's hot and sunny today. There are storms coming in over the weekend, and so you might want to just check on your town website to make sure that the events listed in here are still happening if the weather turns a little foul. So with that, I hope to see you out in red, white, and blue. Some towns are starting to celebrate the country's 250th on Memorial Day. So hope to see lots of red, white, and blue and see you out in the district this weekend. Take care. See you soon.